Time's up, Admiral.
Here it comes.
Fade in.
If somebody's going to try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money, go f yourself. But go f yourself. Is that clear? I hope it is. Hey, Bob, if you're in the audience.
What's the matter? Take yourself a great big bite of meat. Taste the pleasure of the highest quality pork around.
Give me the meat and give it to me raw.
Do a little Mr. Miyagi. No, I'm doing the Karate Kid focus in and out right here. This is like me breaking blocks of ice. Okay,
but I also hate you a little because you go and make it your business to try to make fun or try to get in. If yes, exactly, half-breed putting her crotch in my face.
I'd work with Haley Atwell every day.
But
with two hands even.
Yeah, you're here to bang women.
I want it to be a good film. This is what I want going into this. But I know for sure I'm going to be bent over and unspeakable things are going to be done to my hiney. And I don't want that.
But I'm so apathetic to Star Wars that this episode could have featured Yoda riding on a dildo being wielded by R2-D2, and I would have the same reaction.
Yo, you let that joint hit the back of your throat. Have you no shame?
It's going to be some freak mess. You know it's going to be some weird, freaky-deaky, like, he became one with Reed Richards for one day and bust a fat nut that one moment, and now
I use it. It's great. It's great. It's fantastic. You have to understand the glory of a good back scratcher. I don't know. I didn't know what I was missing all these years. It's fantastic. I'm tired of hurting my left arm to try and reach around. Box office.
You're doing it to yourself. I am not responsible for the degeneracy of this stream. I'm surprised Jurassic Park didn't eat more out of Lilo's pie.
Oh fuck! I'm still jerking off in front of my console.
Please, sir, can I have some darkies?
This is Harlem, baby, and we doing nothing but blackity blackities. I'm like, listen, sir, can we just have a superhero show?
The cops are on my back, Luke. You gotta get these blue folks up off me, dog.
I'm like, bruh, how much more of this I gotta watch?
But it was a space battle. It's a visually impressive object all over it.
I'm colored. Shut up.
It has shown us one thing. The fake fans, the stands, they show up. They showed up for all of these. But they're not an audience.
Nope.
They're a bunch of weirdos hanging out in a parking lot watching each other do weird shit.
Oh God.
I don't know where I come up with these. They just happen.
Are you out there watching them watch them?
I can hear them from where I am. That's the
a lot of squelching.
Yeah. Listen, at least I don't have to clean it up. That's good.
I am shocked. Shocked. Well, not that shocked.
Again, I went to go see Deadpool last year, and Captain America trailer played, and somebody thought that was Hawkeye.
I mean, it is.
No, it's I hang on, brain. But hey, I need a restart. Hang on.
That Dermy comment broke us both because I heard Falcon too.
No, I heard Hawkeye.
You heard Hawkeye, but it's like there's 3 all wrongs right there.
I heard Hawkeye.
What?
But we don't want Revan touched. No.
Agreed.
You don't want anything good touched.
No.
Agreed.
Yeah, because Disney Star Wars is a bad touch.
It is a bad touch.
Touches you in the bad place.
It's a bad touch.
Show me on the doll where Disney Star Wars touched you.
I need a bigger doll.
Oh God.
There's no doll left.
There was high top fade, Dre. There's been so many over the years. Cornrows, all of them.
Just let your soul glow. Just let it shine through. Just let your soul glow, baby. Feeling oh so silky smooth.
And I gotta say, any person who uses a Funko Pop or gets a Funko Pop immediately disqualifies themselves from any fan discussion.
Unless you're getting it for a mocking reason to
Yeah,
make
if
fun
you-
of something.
That's okay.
I
Or if it's a
resent that.
gift from someone.
Both of y'all suck. I hate you both.
If it's a gift from someone who doesn't know better, that's fine. I have a couple of those. But if you're going out collecting Funko Pops,
No, you're retarded. Funko Pops are awesome. I hate myself. I have a problem.
I've got loads of them.
You're a girl. You're allowed to do it. You're a
it's
girl.
okay for girls. They're exempt. Dre, this is not okay. We need to have an intervention.
I have a problem. I've got no shame.
And these tool bags wouldn't know quality if it walked up and motorboated them. Because, you're going to motorboat quality.
Wait, what?
Quality boobs. You want to motorboat quality boobs.
There we go. All better now. Man, titties are the greatest things on earth.
Hail and howdy, everybody. Welcome to the round table. Look at the shame in everybody. I have no shame. They still have shame. Hail and howdy, everybody. Welcome to the round table where we give our unique brand of takes on week's events that we want to talk about. Anyway, it was another slow week. It really was. It really was. It's so slow that I don't even have a fancy transition. Hi, Jed.
Hi. Your transitions are devolving.
I know.
Every week they get more and more simple. I feel like in a few weeks you're just gonna go, "Yo, you go," and that's gonna be all I get. But it's great to be here. We have an eclectic set of discussions today. Some positive things. It's always great to have some positive things to discuss. And Adam and I will definitely go off on one of the topics and just gush over some of the news. But we also have more sad and disappointing news, like the Doctor Who news. I don't know if we'll get to that, but it's always a wide range of things to talk about in this show. So we'll see what we can do and give you guys a very entertaining stream this evening.
Yeah, I'll be honest. Like the what we're going to talk about, it feels like it is all over the place because it's very difficult to do it. Hi, Trey. I don't have a transition for you either.
I clearly, there's no transition for anyone. Just start pointing. Hey, colored. Now you can go now. I almost killed him.
You just use slurs to address us both.
Well, that'll work.
Ginge.
It'll work both ways then, because there are plenty of slurs that can be attributed to me.
Fair. Yeah, but it's been a decent week. Of course, the launch of the site has been very, very good. So I'm very, very, very happy about that. And the traffic that's coming through there was really good. So I'm very happy about that. For those who haven't checked it out, bpcomics.io, definitely check out the site and all that great stuff. I also was able to steal a little time for myself, and I've been playing Gears of War Tactics, which it's actually pretty fun. Echoes a lot of XCOM and all those good,
look at that. I understand.
Like that. Yeah. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. I've been really enjoying that game, and I don't think it's really getting the recognition it deserves. It's actually quite fun. Not as many customizations like XCOM does, but it's it's still simple enough for somebody that's new to those type of strategy games to just get into it. It's fun. I enjoy it. It's fun. Yeah, but it's been a solid week, all things considered. I can't complain. Won't complain.
Yeah, I mean, my week was essentially knocking out the cold that started last week, and I'm fine. I got rid of it in a week. I didn't let it get in my chest, and it was just I had my head swam for a couple days. Then I was medicated. I didn't see, as Kel quotes, the machine elves. I didn't medicate myself so high that I saw machine elves or the seventh dimension. But I did get through the week. A little residual, but I'm like 95%, so I'm essentially fine. So whatever I say today that's out of line and stupid, I have no excuse. But anyway, hail and howdy to the chat. We're happy to have you guys with us on this Sunday afternoon. We hope you're having a pleasant day. Hail to the mods, Algram, Legatus, and Ruben. Hello, Kale. Hail, son of Joxer. I wouldn't. I would not watch that. That thing is, when I hear, a complete joke.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, I hear it's terrible.
I've just seen some pictures, and she's at least hot, or at least
Yeah,
in a more
but it's
accurate costume.
Yeah, but apparently her getting in the chainmail bikini was done in an insulting way to the lore.
Oh, is it something like,
it's all we have
evil,
left.
misogynist men?
No, it's all we have left. So this is what you have to wear. It's not her choice.
So it's reluctantly she's putting it on.
Yeah. And then apparently it is just a giant trash fire, which we always knew it would be. We always knew no matter what they did, this movie was going to be a joke. So, and
isn't that movie like 3 years old?
No, it just came out.
No. I mean, it's been in the can. For like
they've been
years,
working on it for a long time because it was originally with the girl who played Ghost
Hannah Jo
from Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah,
she
Hannah
was
Jo
originally attached.
Yeah, but then she left, and then this chick came in, and it was done last year, and I think they just put it out.
Yeah, but it was announced a long time ago.
Yeah, it went through a lot of problems. So, yeah. So, and anybody else just hanging out in the chat, we're happy to have you with us. Please hit that like button. Please subscribe to the channels, and we're gonna get going. So, we've got like Jed said, it's a bit of an eclectic mixed bag today. Disney Star Wars popped its head up like like some sort of retarded little stupid game, and of course, lots of people whack-a-mole it, but the stands are creaming their pants. They think it's great news. So we're going to make fun of stories. And of course, not just about Starfighter, but then they decided to say other things. So we're going to have a nice little segment of Disney Star Wars because it makes me feel good. Then we are going to have a discussion about the DCU. Not so much about the box office, but there is a clear roadmap for what's going on with the DCU right now, excuse me.
Whoa. You're saying James Gunn has a plan?
No, I'm saying he keeps changing it. And because things are in production, things are starting shooting, and dates have been moved around, and things are happening on Peacemaker 2, which none of us watch, but we do know all about it because people talk about bisexual orgies and stuff like that. So, I mean,
yeah, that's definitely what we needed in our life. Bisexual John Cena.
Yeah. So we're going to have a discussion about that. And then Jed and I are going to be positive because Claire Obscure is now it's now a franchise. It's not just the title of the game. It's a franchise. And they've confirmed a sequel game in the world, not necessarily a direct sequel, but in the world, which makes us happy.
It makes us very happy.
But before that, here's my warm up for you guys. Let's play a game. Psychologically analyzing my dreams. Let's play a game.
Oh God.
Oh. No. It's
none of us are qualified
it's
to
not
analyze
what you
your
think.
dreams.
It's not what you think. These are fun. These are funny. Okay, because they're too drastic. It's two drastically different sections. What's going on here? The first one might have been a vision in the future. Me, Jed, and a lot of other people. We went to see some strange Avengers MCU type movie, and we were all miserable.
Yeah.
Why am I included in this? You don't name anybody else. You just call me out.
Well, I mean, because I remember you were there. You know that because
you're dreaming about me, huh?
That's exactly what's happening.
It was a large group of people also that don't really exist in real life, or maybe I haven't met yet. I don't know, but I mean, we were there and we saw a movie, and I remember we would come out of it. We're all just bitching and moaning about how terrible it was. So I mean, that just might be a vision of the future. Okay, so that there's nothing abnormal about that. Okay, but then let's go to the wild and crazy. So then the other memorable dream I had last night, which was a two-parter. There was the original, and then there was the sequel. Literally. So first one I was watching and not a part of. I was watching a team of, I guess, quirky scientists uncovering the fact that there was some sort of parasitical organism possessing people and turning into like cult-like behavior and trying to take over a lot of stuff with guns and everything. And it was like some sort of little pincer-like bug with teeth, a queen, and watching their adventure to defeat them, you know, and willingly killing people to do so, not trying to save everybody, just like blasting people. It was some sort of weird sci-fi horror adventure movie, okay, like this and that. And the first one, it was all the men attacking, all the team attacking a cult of men with like AKs and M14s and shit like that. So it was like watching that. So then the sequel happened, which I was actually a part of. Then I was actually a part of the team of quirky scientists, which I think had Egon Spengler in it. Don't quote me on that. I think Egon was in there. I don't know why. I haven't watched anything Ghostbusters recently. I don't know why. So then we're part of it. This one, it's taking place in a hotel. And instead of all men, the queen inhabited a bunch of women and spawned into women who were only armed with like baseball bats. And the fight happens and we easily won. But then what happened was the rest of the team went to another part of the house and left me to fight the queen, who was embodied one chick, and I was winning, and I managed to like get the queen to leave the host body, and then it invaded. I guess it was some sort of rat, possum animal, I don't know, and I'm chasing it around the room without any sort of real weapon, just trying to get it, just trying to stop it, because I could beat this thing. It's in a muskrat rat creature. It's fine. So eventually, I find a pair of giant rusty shears, and I maul the creature and like open it up and the thing's showing. But then in classic Dream fashion, I trip and fall. And I realize that the queen is now trying to, take me over. And I'm lying on the ground, I'm like, oh my God, that's a lobby. And then it's there and it's trying to, because it can't just burrow in anywhere. It has to burrow in Gould like near the brainstem so it can take me over proper like. And I remember I'm lying there and I'm crying hell because I feel it right here and it's got its like pincer jaws and I'm holding it like this, trying to fight it. And I'm going, help me. And my team doesn't hear me. And then someone else actually woke me up because I was actually going, help me. And I woke up and my hands were like this with the pincers trying to get in there. And that was it.
Okay, Adam. I have one question only.
Yes.
Do you have 1987 grade crack at your home?
No.
That's some expired shit he was taking. You need help, man.
That's something else. I don't know what you ate before you went to sleep, but don't eat that again.
I didn't eat anything. I had a couple of cookies, but that was like a couple hours before I went to sleep.
Was there anything special in the cookies?
Just chocolate chips and sugar.
If this wasn't chemically induced hallucination, you need to see a doctor, man. You need to see a doctor.
It was not chemically induced.
Yeah,
that's my brain.
I'm just trying to figure out. The queen had pincers. Was she trying to?
She was gonna like
with your.
No,
face
she was gonna like burrow into me and take me over and be in the new host, and I was gonna be the new host.
That's wild. Did you watch Invasion of the Body Snatchers?
No, I was playing Final Fantasy 14, and then I watched a really, really boring anime to fall asleep.
In Final Fantasy 14, are there queens that are trying to?
No.
Okay.
You're trying to find a logic in this, Trey.
I'm trying
afraid to say I don't think there's any that exists.
I'm trying my best, but good Lord, you're not helping me. Wow. I mean, hey, look, if you, I can't help you, bro. I can't help you. Seek help. Seek help. Call your pastor. I don't know, rabbi, whoever you got to call.
I don't have one.
Get him on the phone. Golly, that's something else. I wish I did dream that vividly. My dream is always me running from a cop or running toward the cop.
That's my dreams. They're insane. They're great fodder for story ideas sometimes.
That it is. Write it down.
Those are my dreams, essentially. And unfortunately, there was like no titty in sight anywhere in these dreams. There was like
now that was the next question. I was like, is this queen hot?
No, I don't know. There was nothing sexual going on in any of this stuff. It was we were in full hunter mode. We were like, we got to kill these bitches because we were there. Nothing survives. We take no chances. So
yeah. All
yeah.
right. Well.
Okay. So your conclusions are there's plenty wrong with me, huh?
Plenty wrong with you, and if I were to psychoanalyze it, I feel like you have some repressed misogynistic tendencies that you need to work out. Yeah,
of course.
Some chauvinism that's just beneath the surface.
Well,
you just want to beat women. That's what it means. Yeah, that's all it means.
I can make
Isn't
a
that
very
always the answer?
bad joke here. I'm not going to anyway. All right. Well, that was a fun game. I'm crazy.
Was it?
I had fun.
I'm crazy. We established this. It's just more evidence that there's so much wrong with me. Anyway, all right. So with that said, let's get on to the actual show. Okay. All right. Let's start with let's warm up with the box office just slightly, just because it leads into our discussion. Let's talk a little DCU. So Superman, just to lead us off here, an anemic 610 million worldwide after how many weeks?
Are we at 8?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Only made $2.5 million domestically this last week. So, anemic. Once again, I'm proven right. It'll be no higher than 650. That'll be the ceiling if it gets there. So, great. I'm right. But here is the DCU as it stands. Let's review what has existed in DCU. Creature Commandos, which Dre left in a toilet at one point.
Oh, man.
Okay. Superman 2025, which we have discussed ad nauseum, which we're not going to spend time on. But what happens next? Currently, Peacemaker Season 2, which I've heard enough people watching it who I believe have intelligent reactions to it, break it down. It's a mess as they've tried to retcon it from the DCEU into the DCU, so that James Gunn's wife can still be in it and shit like that, and all kinds of nonsense. And it's just dumb, poorly written, poorly directed, mediocrely acted.
Whoa. James Gunn said this is the best product he's ever made in Peacemaker Season 2. And as far as that's what the stands are telling me too. So how are you telling me this, that's not true?
Well,
that James Gunn didn't tell the truth?
Yeah. He didn't tell the truth because remember, Superman had to go on digital release so you could get ready for the mature rated Peacemaker, which has bisexual orgies in it.
Come on.
John Cena will do anything. He'll do anything.
Oh, that we know.
Yeah, he doesn't know the word no.
Yeah. So Peacemaker Season 2 is happening. There's a lot of funny money, number munching, moving around, going on to try and pretend it looks good when in fact it is doing, as I've heard it broken down, worse than the Acolyte.
Sweet Jesus.
It's actually doing, when you break it down, its numbers are worse than the Acolyte. So this is by no means a success. So now going forward, what is happening next in the DC EU? Supergirl.
Oh.
They just shifted the release date to May 29th from July so that it wasn't competing with Spider-Man and the possibly great, possibly massive trash fire Odyssey. So
yeah, they don't want to compete with either of those because I'm going to go see Odyssey.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yes, there's going to be much seeing and much discussing because Ed and I are either going to be going, fuck yeah, or God help us. You know,
I'm going to reread the book. It's been a couple years, and right before, I'm going to try to finish it in time and ready to take notes and cross-reference and tear it apart if they do poorly. But James Gunn already knew that competition didn't do well for Superman this year, so he doesn't want to repeat the same mistakes as he did this year.
Which is
with
smart.
Superman. It is smart. It is the right thing to do, but it is still kind of funny to point and laugh at him. It's like, hey, if this wasn't obvious to you before that maybe you shouldn't compete with massive films like Jurassic Park and Marvel, even though Marvel's on the decline, of course. But you want little competition around actual release date.
Yeah, exactly. So we have Supergirl, and all we know is what we've said repeatedly, based on Tom King's Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, which by actual Supergirl fans and not fake comic book stands is a complete and utter piece of shit because Tom King is a piece of shit.
Which breaks my heart every time.
Wasn't he the one who convinced James Gunn to use the hypno glasses? Was it the same guy?
Yes,
that sounds right.
I believe so. Now, Millie Alcock, jury's out whether or not she was a good cast. She has all of 5 seconds on screen, which is enough for every simp out there to go, oh my God, she's the best. She's so great. I mean, that was all they need. We don't know if she's going to be a good cast or not. Attractive, yes. But good as Supergirl, we don't know. And will she portray a Supergirl people will enjoy? I think no. I don't think it's going to work because it's based on Tom King's Woman of Tomorrow, which is not a good Supergirl story from what I've been told. But
Not at
secondly,
all.
also, if the taste of later bitch and all that stuff is what we have to work on, then I'm already leaning towards no.
Mhm.
The Simps are going to make it as though it's greatest thing in the world. Real people are going to reject this. And this movie will likely cost a minimum of $200 million, likely a little more. The best thing will probably be Jason Momoa's Lobo, but that's because you have to work real hard to fuck up Lobo, really hard. And
There's no way that they can. Wait, no, yes, there is. What am I talking about?
Yes.
Of course, there's a way from that stuff. I every time I give them the lowest of hanging fruit, they still find a way to make urine out of it. I have no idea. Oh, I retract my statement. They can ruin it. Never mind.
I mean, I said that knowing what I was saying that would get the reaction out of you. Point is, go ahead,
what would be funnier? Supergirl makes more money than Superman or makes less? Because I can find humor in either scenario.
Oh, there's humor in both, and it will make less. Because Superman, as we say repeatedly, is one of the top 3 most recognizable superheroes in the world after Spider-Man and Batman.
That's correct.
Supergirl is not. In fact, some people don't even know that Supergirl and Power Girl are the same character, just different universes. Some people don't even know that.
I didn't know that until just now.
Yeah, Power Girl is an adult Supergirl from an alternate from a different DC reality.
Yeah, it depends on what story. Whatever depends on what story. Sometimes she's a clone.
Yeah.
And sometimes she's alternate dimension.
Yeah.
Either way, nobody knows that.
Yeah.
Nobody
knows that. Yeah. And we don't.
And
even
I like
know
Power Girl more, quite frankly. I like Power Girl.
Boob window.
Well, yeah, her costume's a lot better.
Oh yes.
Boob window.
Oh hell, Galatea. Yes, Lord.
I'm not a big fan of derivative costumes, and so that's why I like the Power Girl one better. Not just because of the boob window, but yeah, it's significantly different. The Supergirl, the normal one, is a skirt added onto the normal Superman. So I like variety in my costumes. I like the Robins are different than Batman, but like in the Arrow TV show, everyone was wearing a different color leather from Arrow, and it was the same costume, just slightly shaded differently.
Yeah.
I fucking hate that shit.
Well, I mean, CW budgets.
And the thing about Power Girl is that the boob window exists to titillate us, but it's also the fact that she hasn't earned the S yet.
Nope.
She hasn't earned the S yet. That's why I said, because if you notice, the window would fit the triangle because it would fit that. Either way, so people don't know Supergirl. So this is not going to have any sort of ground-based, truly organic excitement aside from Millie Alcock Simps. So there's no way this movie will have the force behind it to even get to, I think, what this Superman movie has. Because James Gunn said last week that he plans multiple Superman movies, at least 3 more. And I replied, yeah, I didn't say that last week. Oh, yeah, he's planning at least 3 more. And they're going to lose, because look, you're telling me that that the sequels are going to get more money than this? That's not how it works. The only way a sequel gets more money is if the first one was a resounding, complete, and total success.
Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct.
So,
a good example would be like Batman Begins and then The Dark Knight. Yeah, like Batman Begins was a fantastic film. The Dark Knight may be held as one of the greatest films ever made. So, absolutely, you have to have a film that is gangbusters in order for your sequel to make it rain. So this is not, ain't no way.
I mean, my prediction, this Superman is landing right in there. I said 550 to 650. The next one, I will say right now, and I reserve the right to adjust it based upon footage and material release, but I'll say right now, first statement on that, 350 to 450. I'll say that right now.
I have no evidence. I have no evidence to the contrary.
Which is the same thing I'm going to say for Supergirl, 350 to 450. Because there's no way this movie will have any traction with normies, anything like that. So it's not going to happen.
I have a question. Do we know who this film is going to be for? Now, what I mean by that, like, is this supposed to be another general audience film, So we're going to have a bunch of modern references and nonsense, or is this supposed to be a legitimate adaptation? Do we have that information yet? Or
I don't know.
There's nobody. Okay.
It's not for comic fans, that's for sure. Maybe it's for the same age group as Supergirl herself, so like 20-year-old college girls, which is not a high spending demographic. But I think the target audience is James Gunn stans. That would be my guess at this point.
And Millie Alcock Sims.
Oh yeah, of course.
And we know one thing. We know one thing. The summary blurb: Supergirl helps a girl seek revenge. A young girl seek revenge for the murder of her family, and they're hunted. She's being hunted.
That
and by
already
assumption,
sounds
Lobo's
like
the bounty
shit.
hunter.
It's not a personal story for her then.
Well, neither was Superman 2025.
I was just about to say the same thing.
It wasn't a Superman movie. So this is Supergirl. The next thing we know coming out movie-wise. But then Lanterns. And here we have footage. Lanterns. Apparently, this is a cop interrogating Jon Stewart over something while they're walking around the Midwest depowered. Remember, it's a buddy cop show taking place in Midwest America.
Without their powers, that's the best part of the Green Lantern. I love the idea of those powers purely driven by imagination. The imagination of the creator is the only limit of what you can do with that storytelling. And their big imagination, their big creative ideas. What if we remove all of the creativity and remove everything that makes Green Lantern special? You're so smart. It's moronic. I wish that this was going to be good. I'd be excited for this because I love the idea of Green Lantern, but the Ryan Reynolds movie was not enough to make me interested more than I already was. So I was hoping for some great content, but this doesn't sound like it. James Gunn has to be involved in this. He's idea
involved in everything.
Right. So I was hoping at first it's like, all right, James Gunn's distracted with Peacemaker. He's distracted with Superman. Hopefully some creative can come in, but he's absolutely involved if he's making these sort of devastating decisions. It's always related to him.
I mean, think of it like this. Remember the first promotional picture we got of Superman was putting on the boot, which we know that scene was that scene, which was a terrible scene, by the way.
They lied to us. I don't know if you remember, but when that image came out and whatnot, they're like, oh yeah, this is just promotional material. You don't need to worry about the imp. It's just supposed to be something pretty in the background for this promotional image. They lied out of their teeth. He is acting that slow and that disinterested and that nonchalant through that entire sequence.
Exactly. So now here, our first promotional stuff for Lanterns was the buddy cop pick where they're walking together down the street. Why not show us in their iconic suits?
Because
Jon Stewart says, I don't need no mask, and Hal Jordan in the mask in the full regalia. Why not show us? No, instead they're just walking down a dirt road in the middle of nowhere America. And now here's
superhero content, let alone
exactly.
lanterns.
And you can't even really see the rings on their fingers. You can't even really see them. And now here's our first footage screenshot of him being interrogated. By a white girl cop. Dre, are you feeling represented?
No, definitely not. First and foremost, I love me some Jon Stewart.
Hell yeah.
Let's get that part out the way. But if you're trying to seduce me, show me Jon Stewart as the Green Lantern. Seduce me, for God's sake. You're on the back foot, DCU. No, screw DCU. James Gunn. Tell the truth, shame devil. You're on the back foot, player. You need my viewership. Seduce me, for God's sake. Put Jon Stewart in the suit so then we can have nerd debates. Then we can have a conversation like, oh, how good the suit looks. Oh, I think they took it from this version or that version or whatever the case may be. I hate it. I love it. Blah, blah, blah. There's no discourse. If I told you that this was NYPD Blue, would you believe me?
Yes.
100%.
See what I'm saying? There's absolutely nothing that shows me that this is a Green Lantern show. Why would this be your promotional image?
It's like they're embarrassed of the source material. It's like they don't want to make a Green Lantern show. They want to make a true detective show, and they're doing everything possible to make it that instead of making what it should be. And I'm all for making shows or adaptations with the style of something else. So the idea of a Green Lantern show with aspects of True Detective in space, that's an interesting idea.
Put it in space.
But you had the show that you wanted to make and you forced it into that category instead of just taking inspiration from what you wanted. There's a lot of great examples of this. If you're going in to make a Star Trek show, make a Star Trek show first, and then have your inspirations affect the direction it goes. Don't go into it making, hey, this is what I want, and I'm going to morph, rip, tear, and shove the source material to fit into the box that I wanted to actually do because I wasn't good enough to be hired for the job I wanted.
Exactly. That is perfect. Give us a green light show. You looking at this right here, let's just lower it right here. As Dre said, you don't know this is a Green Lantern show. No idea. All we do know about the show is that it's about Jon Stewart, which means likely Hal Jordan is going to give him the boost and sacrifice himself to do something. It's going to some way, shape, or form probably denigrate Hal Jordan to elevate Jon Stewart, which, as I've said repeatedly, is completely unnecessary. Completely unnecessary. So here's Lanterns coming out first quarter 2026, probably before Supergirl, my guess. And listen, we're going to watch and review the hell out of this. This is easy. This is easy. Let's do that. So then there's that. And then now this week, they've begun shooting Clayface.
For God's sake.
A body horror tragedy origin story for not even Matt Hagen. It's a different Clayface because there is Matt Hagen in this, but he's not Clayface. He's his manager.
Wait, Matt Hagen's the manager?
That's what I saw today. I saw that.
Are they
today.
doing the Karlov one?
I don't know. All I know is that we're getting Clayface, no Batman. And remember, this was never in the plan. They fast-tracked the hell out of this over the past 4 months. We first heard about this around February. They have fast-tracked the hell out of this. And
because James Gunn liked it. It's all about his personal feelings of what overwrites the plan or overrides logic. Now, I love the idea of Clayface. The only real introduction I have to him is in the Arkham games, and he's not in that a whole lot. Really, he's just a fake Joker for the majority of Arkham City. But the idea of this character is fascinating to me, and going in the body horror route is great. This should be a Batman story. Have Clayface be this primary villain, incorporate this aspect of the story, get the body horror in there, get the tragic character, but he's still an antagonist facing against Batman. The man without a face fighting the man without an identity. Dude, this is great for an early Batman as he's trying to figure out the difference between Bruce Wayne and the Batman. As he's trying to figure out himself. He faces a character who doesn't know himself.
You just wrote a better movie than this is going to be. You just wrote it, and you just gave the perfect 30-second pitch to what a great introduction to a Batman in the DCU should be. Batman, not old. Remember, James is going older Batman. Batman year 2, year 3, trying to figure out the dichotomy of Bruce Wayne Batman while battling Clayface, the man trying to restore himself to what he used to be.
It's a great character-driven story that you could have there. They'd play off each other so well. You don't need a personal connection. I hate the whole superhero thing. It's like, it just happens that this villain is personally connected. That's as much as I like the Sandman story in Spider-Man 3, the fact that he's the one who killed
It's an abomination.
Uncle Ben is
which never
awful.
happened. Which never happened.
Yeah. Awful. But yeah, you want to start with the early characters so you have the foundation to make the older Batman work. It's the same discussion we're having with the God of War TV show, is the impact of the Norse story when he's an older, retired, drawn out man doesn't mean as much if we don't get the younger, more vibrant, more off the handle character from the Greek games. Same thing with Batman. Batman Returns means nothing if you don't have year one, if you don't have all that stuff to build up to him losing faith like he does in Batman Returns, at least initially.
Yeah. So I mean, this is not going to do well because no Batman. Plain and simple. Why do we have another villain origin story without the hero? Everybody is begging you to do. Not to mention the confusion. I mean, I've seen the comparison screens for people saying it's definitely not Matt Reeves' Batman because they're showing different Gotham PD cop cars and this and that. But normies, that doesn't matter. Normies are still going to be confused. They're going to see this movie come out and they're going to go, wait a minute, where's the Batman that we just saw a couple years ago?
With the Batman, either cancel the sequel or make him your official Batman. Those are your two options. normies don't understand Elseworlds. The multiverse is already hard enough for people to understand if they're not in the nerd sphere like us. So you avoid it or you build up to it slowly. And Marvel has not done that whatsoever. But yeah, with them, you can't have competing Batman stories. Otherwise, the audience is going to get fucking confused. So yeah, you need to start fresh or incorporate it. And the Batman was primed to be incorporated. It was connected to nothing else. It could have been set a little bit before the events of Superman. It's easy. Easy to do. Just, hey, it's part of the DCU now. But he wants to keep it separate so he can have his Batman. So he can have his, what's the, Damian Wayne's.
Which is, and this Batman Brave and the Bold, which is what's its working title still is still 3 years away.
At least, probably.
I mean, they haven't even written the script yet, and right now they are probably rushing to cast him with everything swirling right now with cast this, cast that. They're rushing to because they need to anchor interest because all these things I just showed you, there will be no true organic interest.
There's nothing to get people interested in. Superman needs his Trinity. You need Wonder Woman out fast. You need Batman out fast. As much as Zack Snyder's movies are awful, he knew that he had to introduce these characters as quickly as possible.
Correct.
Batman v Superman was not the correct way to do it, but he at least knew they need to be there front and center at first, start the Trinity, and build out from there. You don't build off with side characters. You don't build off with
common knowledge. It's beyond common knowledge. If you're dealing with anything with DC, you start with the Holy Trinity. Once that is established, then you can do whatever you want. The fact of the matter is, I love me some Clayface. Let's not get that twisted. I love me some Clayface. But they did not learn anything from Sony. Did anybody learn anything from Sony? You don't do villains unless you have the hero. Yes, was Joker lightning in a bottle? Yes, it was. Was that even a superhero film? No, it wasn't. It was a case study about mental illness featuring a character, technically that wasn't even the Joker, that was using that name and moniker set in the city of Gotham. That is why it still works without a Batman character. And it was lightning in a freaking bottle. Sony failed abysmally trying to do this villain, no spider. Come on. Now you're going to try to do the same thing with Batman, of all characters. A character that is literally built off of his rogues gallery. You're going to not have him involved. Like, what was that show? Gotham. It came out 10 years ago or so. Gotham. When they started, like, they were trying to do it NYPD Blue because everybody's obsessed with NYPD Blue for some reason. NYPD Blue in Gotham, featuring Commissioner Gordon before he was the commissioner. But then you're going to start introducing Batman villains. What are you doing?
I couldn't stand that show.
Such a retarded ordeal.
You had to make Penguin and Riddler gay together.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So wait, did they end up getting they had gay?
All I know is that they were they were working on that. I didn't.
Yeah, I know Penguin. I knew Penguin had. Man, they put fish, but just everything about that show. If they just stuck with, hey, we're just doing a cop show that's in Gotham pre-Batman, we could have had some fun with it. When you start introducing Victor Freeze and Jonathan Crane and all these rogues gallery characters, I'm like, okay.
Focus on like Falcone or something like that.
Yes. You Falcones, the Maronis. You just focus on the mob families. That's more than enough content to fill out an entire show if it's just a cop drama.
And just have Batman in the background.
Because if they want to do Batman in the background, fine. But the fact of the matter is, this is young Gordon, so there is no Batman.
True.
And then you feature the teenage Bruce Wayne, and I'm like, yo, these are my wrists. Do something to them so that liquid can come out of them because I don't want to be here anymore. The principle still remains the same. Now we're going to do a full-on Clayface, which I love Clayface, but what's the point? What's the point of giving me Clayface if there's no Batman to stop him? What's the point?
And here's the thing. I mean, Dre, you watch Creature Commandos. You know that Batman showed up in a frame in that.
Yes, he does.
So he's there.
So he's there. So Batman exists in this universe already.
Yes.
Oh, right. I forgot to mention that. He already exists.
Yes.
Because according to James Gunn and his timeline, blah, 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 Batman's there
Yeah.
during the Creature Commandos, which is supposed to take place before the Superman show,
Yeah.
Superman movie, the Superman movie. So Batman has been well established for some time doing Batman things.
Yeah.
So why do we have a Clayface film without Batman?
Because now this Clayface film will take place before Creature Commandos, because Clayface appeared in Creature Commandos.
This is a joke. Yeah, that's right. He did show up in Creature Commandos.
It's a mess. There is no plan. He keeps talking about the master plan. I don't know if you guys have played Red Dead Redemption 2, but I'm starting to get Dutch vibes from James Gunn. If you've played that game, he's just constantly saying, there's a plan, there's a plan. And it just always falls off the rails. That's what we're looking at here. And I don't know if you guys heard, Alan Richardson has officially said that he's in talks with James Gunn, but he will not be the Batman.
Yeah.
That's a fan casting that people really like, and I think could be decent. I don't know if he could pull off Bruce Wayne.
Yeah,
that's
the
the
whole
thing I'm
thing.
worried
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
I don't know if he has the charisma for Bruce Wayne, but he's got the
Wait, is that
physicality
the-
for it. The Batman, Reacher.
Yeah, the guy from Reacher. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the guy from
Yeah.
Reacher.
Well,
So-
I mean, if you ever watch him from Blue Mountain State, he can do charisma as the Todd or Thod, whatever that character was from Blue Mountain State, which is a super bro dude. So he could do it, but I don't know if
it's
he
not
could
the
do Bruce
best
Wayne.
option, but it is a option that fans are excited about. There's a lot of fan casting. There's a lot of hype around that idea. But to just come out and say, nope, we don't want you.
Richardson was Aquaman in Smallville, so they're just gonna make him Aquaman in this.
And he's more comic accurate to Aquaman than
Momoa.
Jason Momoa ever
Yeah.
was. So I think that would actually be really good casting for him. So let's hope that is what they meant by he has a future in the DCU, just not as Batman.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I fear for what James Gunn comes up with for Batman. I don't imagine it's going to be comic accurate whatsoever. And I honestly don't think it's going to be all that masculine to begin with.
No,
I'm a
probably
little
not.
worried that we're going to get kind of a beta male type situation
Now-
from James Gunn.
Dre, there's one more thing now to this, just the capper to this, because I know you are a fan. When I show you this right here, what James Gunn also wants to do. James Gunn hopes to integrate Static Shock with the new DCU. I know you're a Static Shock fan.
Stop the violence. What are we doing? Look, I love me some Virgil Hawkins. All right.
know you
That's
do.
my boy.
I
I
know you
love
do.
me some Virgil Hawkins. I love me some Bang Babies. Why can you just leave stuff alone? Look, you can't even get Batman and Superman right. Okay. Why in the world were you going to give a nuanced character as Virgil Hawkins, which does not have mainstream appeal? That's just fair. Does not have mainstream appeal. You're going to try to get him over? Just stop, man.
It's not gonna
Just
work.
Stop.
It's
Just
not gonna work.
Stop. You don't belong here. And how are you going to integrate that? Because technically, well, I got to figure out if DC even still owns the rights to Static Story. Because I don't know if those comics are even under their umbrella anymore.
They tried to re-release last year a reboot and having it. Remember, we talked about this. They tried to reboot Static, taking place during the Summer of Love. Black Lives Matter.
God,
That's
really?
right.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah.
Because that's what, man, you know what? This is why I hate people so much, especially people that don't understand the culture of the characters. This character in particular was, if you want to consider it, to be a urbanly charged character, but it was done so tastefully that everybody was able to palate it. It was never a lesson that was being beat across your head, even in the comics. And when it transitioned onto the TV show, did it so masterfully. For those that never watched Static Shock, go watch that show. It's a very good show.
because that's still Paul Dini.
Yes.
Working with that, overseeing all of that. And
Yes.
he even though I did find it was a little odd when they interconnected it to the Justice League, and then it was a little clunky.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it was kind of clunky, but at the same time, they had what was it? They had the television rights to the character because of the Warner Brothers umbrella. But they didn't have the right to the comics, so they could reprint the comics. It was a very weird thing. So I don't mind the fact that it was kind of clunky to put them all together, but since they were running at the same time, and Paul Dini was out there ruling the world at the time.
yes,
It still worked for me when they did those crossovers, even when they did the Batman Beyond stuff when Virgil Hawkins is an adult and he's like the man. And
that's the future. That's full on Justice League right there. Where
and I think a lot of stuff was cool because the right people were in charge.
But Dre, you also
now those
remember,
days are done.
They did the basketball crossover where they had Yao Ming.
Okay, that was weird. That was weird. Yeah, was that Tracy McGrady and Karl Malone?
It was great. That was like, what are we doing?
Yeah, that was like, hey, urban youth, we like basketball too. You know what I mean? It was like one of those things. Like, it was one of those off episodes that was like weird, but at the same time, it was still all in good fun back then. It was still all in good fun.
Yeah.
But now to put they tackled a lot of sensitive issues back then, including racism, bullying, dealing with poverty. Like, there was a lot of things that was tackled in that show, and ultimately the comic as well, that takes nuance in order for it to be educational and or bring something to the forefront. With these modern writers, absolutely not.
I'm black and I'm black.
Oh my,
that's what it's gonna be.
That's the whole thing's gonna be. That's what Black Lightning was. Black Lightning was one of the worst shows in the history of the CW, which is saying something. I hate Black Lightning so much. I hate that show because the opening freaking scene is colors are being abused. Like, no, man, stop, man. Like, there's more to the character than I gotta help the darkies. Like, no, there's more. There's much more to the black community than us against the cops. There's much more than that. And they cannot see past their own ideological foolishness. So I fear very, very, very much if they got their hands on Static and tried to, put it in James Gunn's image, it'll be a disaster. I just don't want any of it. I don't want it all.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing.
We don't want it. So this is the DCU as we head into 2026 and possibly beyond. We've said it before. We're going to say it again. I'm going to say it's already done. It is finished. When you have your premiere movie that will not make a single profit and has literally divided the audience, there is nowhere. Only where it goes down. There is not enough excitement to elevate and raise anything. Lanterns will have to be a perfect show. Supergirl will have to be a perfect movie. And
but even if the show was perfect, Adam, no one's watching.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. That's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't matter. If Superman was let me just say something hyperbolic, was a $2 billion excursion at the box office, loved by critics and baby mamas alike, like then we can actually say, like, okay, now we can parlay that into a television show. Like, hey, if you love that, we got a show that's pushing the story forward. Now everybody's going to come to HBO Max, but I'm assuming that's where it's going to be.
Yeah,
HBO Max, and go and watch this show. But if your film, your flagship, tell the truth, shame the devil, your flagship film is a flop, and now we're like, oh, we're going to parlay. You're crazy.
Yeah,
you're crazy. Just keep burning money like Disney. Like, Disney can't stop burning money. And if you're gonna follow suit of people that are failing, you're doing something horribly wrong. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing to see.
So we are. I say it now. The DCU is already a failure. I do not think it will. I don't think it makes it, honestly, out of the decade. I think the DCU is done by the time we get to the 2030s.
Ooh.
I don't think it makes it.
You know what? I don't have anything that will to refute it.
How can it go forward if its premiere doesn't make any money, and the following movies and TV shows do not bring in subscribers, do not bring in viewers, do not make money?
It can't justify its own existence.
Oh no, with that we know.
And right now, Warner Brothers is in a tight financial
they're
place.
dead.
So I agree. At the end of the decade might be the longest running it can get, and we'll probably hear another reboot news. But I think they should go the TV route just for a little while. Reboot it, kind of do what the CW did, but good. And consistently good, and do that for a few years. Try to get interest back, but give it a few years break. Don't do that until 2035. We need a few years off from all of this.
Yeah, so it's It's a bold statement, but I'm going to say it now. I think it falls apart by the end of the decade. 4 years of this stuff will see it just go, because it doesn't. If I'll say it again, if you do not have an avid, organic, pumped up base, then boom, where are we going? What are we doing? That's simple. All right, so that's that. Thank you, Thank you, James Gunn, for dashing all our hopes of exciting superhero content that we really wanted.
Especially now with Marvel in the tank, he had the golden opportunity. This is the best opportunity DC's had to become the top dog in 20 years, and they squandered it. Maybe not that long, but still, they squandered it.
Yeah. Well, speaking of other squandered things, Disney Star Wars.
Oof.
We got news this week, which I have actively made fun of because, hey, it's what I do. Disney Star Wars. Hey, I even got blocked by a couple of Disney Star Wars stands this week for old time's sake because I just, boom, trolled them, blocked within moments. Made me feel good inside again. I felt something for the first time in a long time in my black little heart. Point is, though, Disney Star Wars has made announcements. Are you guys ready? Now, we're not even talking Mandalorian Grogu. That's a whole other nightmare I'm going to have to deal with in May. Damn it.
This will be next year, ain't it?
Yeah.
If it doesn't get delayed.
Hey. If I don't have to go sit in a theater with face paint on and
no, you're still gonna do it. It just becomes the second day in the future when the movie.
But I'm not gonna have the face paint.
That's true.
Yeah,
because the face paint is specifically Disney.
Yeah, it's gonna be so uncomfortable.
You still have to have the Baby Yoda on your lap.
That is included. That will remain. But anyway, so they announced that Starfighter, Sean Levy's Disney Star Wars Starfighter, is now officially in production. Here's the first shot of Ryan Gosling and the kid he's protecting from this movie as they'll be chased around by Matt Smith and Mia Goth, who are the
They're
villains.
putting together a good cast. That's something Disney hasn't been able to do in a while. So
here's the thing. So first of all, it takes place 5 years after Rise of Skywalker.
As long as they don't reference it, that could work.
It's a standalone, so likely, I'm sure something might be mentioned, but I mean, it's not supposed to directly be influenced by anything going on. But point is this, though. They are now going to launch a brand new era of Star Wars without any nostalgia bait for real Star Wars or even what came before it. Jed, do you think this has a ghost of a chance?
I think if anything has a chance right now in the current era of Disney Star Wars, it is this, because I like those things that you just described. It's divorcing itself from everything. A lot of people are just overwhelmed with the cameos, with the nostalgia bait, that turns them off. That turns me off from Star Wars, to be like, oh, this is another show that exists between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope or whatever it is, that I want something completely divorced. That's why before all the James Mangold crazy stuff came out, I was kind of interested in his Old Republic, just to get away from everything, the 9 movies, get as far away from the 9 movies as possible, just go to the basics of the world building and try to tell a good story. So I like that this one is trying to be divorced, that it's not trying to connect, that it's not nostalgia bait, that they're just using the great framework of the world building, the great framework of the universe that George Lucas created, and trying to tell an original story within that framework. If anything has a chance, they're making the right decisions. And Sean Levy, he doesn't have a perfect track record, but he has proven himself to be a competent director. He's had some great movies over the last 20 years, especially The Night in Museums. I love the original Night in Museum film. So they brought someone in who has a history of talent, who has a history of trying to make things work under Disney with Deadpool and Wolverine. It's not a great movie, but he made something at least better than Marvel's made in a long time. So there's that chance. And Ryan Gosling is a genuine actor. Matt Smith is a genuine actor. And Mia Goth, it kills it in that Maxine Pearl universe that she was doing with Ty West, I believe his name was. Her performance in those are incredible. So they're bringing heavy hitters using the framework. I still think the best decision is to put Disney on ice for a few years, let things cool off, get other creators involved, of course, try to sell it if possible. But if you're going to push out a new movie right now, they're making the right decisions, in my opinion. I don't think it's going to work, though. I still don't. I think the damage is too high.
Here's the thing. You made excellent points. I think Matt Smith is going to be the best thing in this movie, probably. Because Matt Smith comes in and no matter what, delivers his full power performance. He gives it his all, as we see in everything he comes in. Even freaking Morbius, he gave it. He didn't leave anything on the floor. But the point
he
is
deserves
this,
his Hollywood big break. It's
he
time.
does. I mean, I would love it, but I just think I don't find Mia Goth menacing as a villain. I just don't. Tiny little Mia Goth. I just don't.
You need to see her movie Pearl. She's terrifying in that movie. That movie is incredible.
I mean, I know they're going to put her in a starfighter. Most likely, she's going to be in some sort of vehicle. But I don't feel like this is a juggernaut movie that will inspire anything. You can distance it all you want. It's still Disney Star Wars. It still exists in that universe. They can pretend all they want that they're going to fly around and do stuff, but it still has no traction because you have to have something to engender excitement. And outside from the stands who are retarded, and the problem is the stands all want to see specific things now. They either want Dave Filoni slop, they want highly politically charged Tony Gilroy, or you are the person who just goes, I like it. Oh, yay, I'm excited. That kind of crap. But I see this, and I don't see this as being appealing to anybody because I saw one comment said, it really makes me happy that this will be some little kid's first Star Wars movie. And that statement alone made my head twist around exorcism style, because for a kid's first Star Wars movie should be Star Wars. That should be their first Star Wars movie before anything. That shows me that there is a mentality out there that doesn't understand it. I mean, Dre, your little man will not quite be old enough to watch this in a year.
God, no.
But you're not going to put your kid in front of this.
No, not under any circumstance will I even besmirch my child's eyes to look at any of this nonsense. And what Jed was saying earlier, Jed made all the greatest points of all time, and bravo to you. There's just one point that you were missing. There's no audience anymore, Jed.
Oh,
There's no audience anymore.
100%.
That's the only point that you're missing. Disney Star Wars killed its own brand violently. Killed it with a stick. We can even just look. Let's look at movies that no one even saw when Star Wars was at. Then I mean, I use this term very loosely. Height of its modern power. Solo lost money. Solo bombed. And at that point, it wasn't like the whole system was collapsing in front of us yet. No one showed up because why? Last Jedi may be the most polarizing film of all time. It killed any momentum that the franchise ever had. And now, what was the last movie? 2019, right? Was Rise of Skywalker, whatever. Silence since. And this movie's supposed to come out next year? Am I saying that right?
I believe so. Probably, I think fourth quarter, because they're gonna. I mean, actually, you know what? There is no date of release. There is no date of release.
Let's just
There's no date release, but they love their Christmas releases.
Yeah, exactly. So, sake of simplicity, let's say.
And they already got Mando Grogu in May. So.
Okay. Oh yes, we got momentum. So let's just say, for the sake of argument, this movie comes out next year. Who's seeing it? Nobody.
I'm not even seeing it for review purposes.
See, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Who's going to see this? Like, Star Wars is one of those franchises that is character based. Essentially, it is character based. You need Luke, Leia, Han, or anything that's outstretching from it. Obi-Wan, Qui-Gon, mainstay characters to sell your film. All those characters are dead. All of them. All of them are dead.
In Disney Star Wars.
In Disney Star Wars. They're all dead. What character are you going to use to seduce the normies?
Exactly.
They're just going to resurrect someone again. Somehow Palpatine returns.
That's
the roadmap.
This is my entire point. They're launching this movie. This is now a completely Disney Star Wars original. You're not going to entice real Star Wars fans to watch this because there's nothing we want in it. There's nothing actual Star Wars in this. And at the same time, I understand there is a breed of discussion out there of not all Star Wars needs to be Force related, Jedi and Sith, blah, 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 this and that. But that is the core of Star Wars.
100%.
Star Wars is not about revolution, which is what they're trying to claim after Andor. There's a whole thing of Star Wars is about revolution. It's about no. Star Wars is about good versus evil. Star Wars is about hope, and I use that unironically. It's about not losing sight of the good in people, which is Luke and Anakin's whole story together. This is just, in its blurb, Ryan Gosling protecting this kid from people chasing him.
I'm sick of that trope at this point of grizzled old warrior who adopts a kid that's not his to protect it. All right, we've seen that a million times these days. Mandalorian and Grogu is a prime example of it. But The Last of Us did it. Now everyone wants to do it.
Yeah.
Just stop it. Do something original.
And so you'll be being chased by Matt Smith and Mia Goth. And I don't feel exciting. So I know people say we need to do more gritty stuff in Star Wars. It doesn't always have to be about the Force and Jedi and Sith. But if you're going to do that, do it with established characters people care about. I'm talking real characters, not Disney Star Wars Andor and crap like that. I'm talking about real Boba Fett. I'm talking about Lando Calrissian. I mean, I'm talking about real characters that people give a damn about.
The franchise needs to be healthy to go away from its core elements. The core element is Sith, Jedi, and a lot of those emotional beats that you were talking about. So you need to have a core franchise for that. So if the sequel trilogy had been great, you earned yourself a few spin-offs that are about different parts of the universe that aren't related to Sith and Jedi. But they didn't, and we haven't had real Sith and Jedi really in Disney's entire run. I can't think of anything that was Acolyte would be the closest thing.
That
was an abomination. Yeah, of course, fake Sith. But yeah, you need to have the core strong to justify off branches. We're not at a point where the core is strong. So yeah, right now we need Sith and Jedi. We need crazy over the top. That's Old Republic. I think would be a great idea with good creators, with good writers.
The story of Revan would be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't know how to tell that story. I mean, Knights of the Republic, a very simple story. It's not a complicated story. It's a very simple story. A man who was, we know down the road, seduced by the dark side through manipulation because actual Sith Emperor Vitiate manipulated Revan into becoming a Sith. Revan didn't choose to be a Sith. He was manipulated into it. He was controlled and sent back to cause chaos in the Republic to pave the way for a Sith invasion hundreds of years later.
The format is there. Do a Knights of the Old Republic trilogy or something like that. Make it strong. Get the core of the franchise back, Sith versus Jedi, and then do a Starfighter movie. And then do a Boba Fett movie. Of course, with the assumption that the writers that they're hiring are talented, which cannot be guaranteed.
There is a template. I know some people don't want to hear it, but there's a template. Star Wars The Old Republic, the MMO. Every single character story in that is a movie. It's a movie. And right there, the story, the templates are there for a Sith, for multiple Sith and Jedi arcs. There's four Sith. There's 4 Sith Jedi arcs, 2 for Jedi, 2 for Sith. You have a scoundrel story arc, or smuggler, if you want to call it that too, a smuggler story arc. There's a Republic trooper story arc. There's a bounty hunter story arc. And there's a spy story arc if you work for Imperials. It's all template right there. There are stories to tell. And SWTOR proved that people can be interested in more than just Jedi and Sith. But you have to, as Jed said, you have to have people be comfortable and happy with where the world is. And nobody outside of the small collection of stands who don't move the needle, nobody is happy with the state of Star Wars, but I'll call it what it is, Disney Star Wars. So you can't get that. And just to prove a point of how dissatisfied people are with attempts at spin-offs, it's been a year, guys, since Outlaws came out.
Oh,
they are celebrating the Urinary Valley. Let's read this. And this is from the Star Wars Outlaws account, which is actually Ubisoft. Star Wars Outlaw, a year of Outlaws. After a year of petting nicks, exploring the galaxy on rails, forging or breaking bonds with crime syndicates, and living your best scoundrel life, we're here to say thank you and celebrate the first anniversary of Star Wars Outlaws. Your fan art has been inspiring. Your cosplays have been innovative. Your sculpting intricate, and your photo mode captures something to be admired. It's been an adventure and a pleasure getting to witness the creativity and passion radiating from the community around the world. Thank you for playing. We hope you'll continue to enjoy the game as it comes to Nintendo Switch 2 in September. From the Star Wars Outlaws team at Ubisoft, which lost billions of dollars on this game because nobody bought it. I got blocked by a Star Wars gaming channel on X when they said fans are screaming for a sequel to this, and I said this is what lying looks like, folks. There are no fans, and he blocked me because there are no fans of this game. There's Muley Simpson shills who are not Star Wars fans. This game, Jed, we covered this. This game was one of the worst-selling Ubisoft games of all time. It was their most expensive game of all time, even more expensive than Shadows.
And it was beautiful.
Lost money.
Beautiful.
We
need Ubisoft to die. Release one more game like this, please. We need one more Outlaws, and that'll finish them.
Yeah. So, I mean, but seriously, if Star Wars was good for, as we said, spin-off offshoots that don't require, I mean, yes, Vader was in this, but he was in it for a blink, that don't require Sith or Jedi or any Force users in general, this game would have been a banger success. Let's forget the fact that it was a gameplay mess filled with bugs, a sloppy-ass game. Let's forget all that. People would have found a way to just love it if it was Star Wars, period, but they didn't, Dre. They hated this game.
Yeah, this was panned on its release, and even people that weren't even, once again, I got to revert back to the normies. I got to give them a lot of credit, because even those that weren't into Star Wars, they looked at this as a buggy, broken piece of garbage. Even if you weren't even like take away the Star Wars elements, it's still, the game doesn't work. It doesn't function, and it's garbage. And now they're celebrating a game that cost everybody their jobs.
Yeah.
People lost their jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Unemployment skyrocketed after the release of this game. And these people are like, oh my God, your fan art makes us feel good in our tummies. Because that's all the content that's coming out from this thing, is the fan art of all three people that like this game. Yep. So it's a real sad state of affairs that you're celebrating a year of failure. A year of failure.
Mm-hmm.
These people are unemployed. They're cursing the day their mothers pushed them out of the womb. It's not even like it's a bad state of affairs. They should be really ashamed of themselves. And this is what I'm going to say to all my Nintendo brothers and sisters out there. Don't do this to yourselves.
Yeah.
Don't do this to yourself. Please don't do this to yourselves. Have some respect. Have some self-respect. You already know this game don't work. And you know the Switch 2 won't handle it well anyway, because the Switch it doesn't handle anything that ain't Pokemon or Mario.
The PS5 didn't handle it well.
That's what I'm saying.
It was a buggy mess on a PS5.
It just don't do this to yourselves. Don't be seduced by the idea of like, we're getting Star Wars. You're not. You're getting You're getting Temu. That's it. Temu Star Wars.
I think that's the meme. I think that's the
Temu.
Meme.
Yeah. Bro, like, come on.
But in general, though, Jed, nobody's buying this. No Switch 2 owner is excited for this game.
Not after this long. I mean, if it had come out on the Switch at launch, there would have, of course, been people who bought it on that platform. But the year of negativity surrounding this was enough to get anyone who could have bought it on the Switch disinterested. So yeah, it's not going to move the needle whatsoever. And the Switch 2, yeah, like you said, Dre, it can only handle the Switch 2 games, because I don't know if you guys heard the controversy going on with the Switch 2 right now. Nintendo is not giving Switch 2 bundle or the demo pack. I don't know what they're exactly called, but for game companies to make their games work on the Switch 2, they're not getting the packets that they need.
The development
kits.
Oh,
Yeah,
boy.
they're not getting that exactly. They're not getting the development kits to make their game Switch 2, and Nintendo's just saying, "Oh, make it for the Switch 1 and backwards
heard that.
compatibility will take care of it." So is that what Outlaws is doing? Is just, hey, yeah, we made it for the Switch 1, so it's not going to be great. And then they're going to play it on the Switch 2, and it's really not going to be great. So, yeah, it's going to be disaster on that platform. Nintendo doesn't know what they're doing. They want Donkey Kong and Mario Kart and everyone and Pokemon, and everyone else can go fuck themselves at this point.
Pretty
which
much.
is just bizarre behavior. So you're getting the two companies that care the least about their fans, Nintendo and Ubisoft, together. Yeah, it's going to be a disaster.
So this feeds the narrative we're presenting to here. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Is anybody clamoring for the third Jedi Survivor, whatever we're calling it, game? Nobody's.
Unfortunately, no. Of course, I really like those two games. The first one was really, really good. The second one was definitely lackluster, and they had to inculcate that. What's that garbage? Oh, the High Republic trash. Yeah, see, I try to push those language out of my head. They try to inculcate that nonsense, which made no sense. But I guess you gotta justify the IP. Like, I like those games for what they are.
Yeah.
But unfortunately,
most people
the
do.
brand. Yeah, most people do. But the brand has been sodomized so badly that there is absolutely no buzz. And that makes me very, very disappointed, because I like those games. But it's putting these type of games in jeopardy because they cannot get their franchise working on the up and up. And it's such a waste.
And then everything else. We know the comics and books are a disaster. And I found this right before we got started. And because Dre is here, we can get a professional's opinion on this. This is a panel from a new Han Solo Chewie comic series, The Hunt for the Falcon, taking place before Force Awakens. Just what is this artwork? They have Chewie's wife wearing an apron.
This is part of the course.
Yeah.
This is part of the course. This is garbage.
Yeah.
This is I mean, like, okay. Star Wars in comics works off of arcs. That is how Star Wars functions in comics. We can look at the what's the any of the arcs, the Dark Empire arc, Heir to the Empire, Yuzong Vong War, there's arcs involved that actually move Star Wars books and stories. What is this? That's a one-off about Chewie going home? Are we just like making a comic version of the Christmas special? Is that what's going on here?
This is a follow-up in the arc of the Great Galactic Bake Off. She's going to be baking and
but you
competing
say
in that
Chris
competition.
Special. You say Chris Special. They actually, they're clever saying, and Lumpy, you're going to grow out of this fate. Oh, sorry, Waru. They're actually including the horrible Chris thing where they called Chewie's kid Lumpy. They're actually doing that in this, thinking they're clever. And they're going to endear us to everybody.
Who made this, and who expects this to move the needle? Once again, we go back to the same point. How does this move the needle to being like, hey, this is going to revitalize Star Wars fans? No.
It's not.
Nothing. It's less than nothing. It's embarrassing. It's what Jed, I think I said earlier about like the Disney franchises need to be put on ice and all this stuff. Yes, please. I'm begging you. No more Star Wars, no more Marvel, no more anything. Just leave us alone. Just leave it to die, please.
There is something just so this panel right here is disturbing. This hug disturbs me when I see it. There's just something about it. This is all wrong, and it's reinforcing deadbeat Han, deadbeat dad that is Han in Disney Star Wars.
Dude, he looks like a middle-aged lesbian in this.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Not wrong. So I mean, this is Disney Star Wars right now. This is where they are, and next year it's going to be one joke after another. We're going to get Mando Grogu. I'm going to have to suffer much pain with that one, many different ways. We're going to get Ahsoka season 2, which they're starting to glaze as it's finishing up its production. And then, of course, I know this is kind of a side thing. Past couple days, they got Ewan McGregor, poor Ewan McGregor, coming out saying, "Hey, could we get an Andor season 3 with Obi-Wan in it?"
Oh God. Oh, he needs work. Oh, that makes me sad. What a disaster.
It's pathetic. It's pathetic.
It's a disaster.
And it's pathetic that it's pathetic that there is a line of thought that Andor is legitimate Star Wars, which it is not. I will say that. I will fight that battle every time. It's Tony Gilroy grandstanding his political ideology and a bunch of people who want serious Star Wars and not Dave Filoni slop and think that that is what they're getting with this when they're not. It's just crap.
Multiple extremes can betray a franchise. People don't seem to realize this, is that the campy, childish slop of Dave Filoni isn't great Star Wars, isn't good Star Wars, but that doesn't mean you need to go into the opposite realm to make good Star Wars. Both can be bad Star Wars at the same time.
Exactly.
It's a delicate balance for every franchise, and just going to an extreme doesn't solve the problem. People seem to think that it does.
Yeah. So there is no saving any of this. It's done. I will maintain my original statement I've said for years. In fact, Star Wars is only saved when Disney no longer owns it. And somebody else has the balls to erase the past now. 13 years, almost 14 years of it.
That's deep, man. That's deep. And it makes me sad because there's like a couple cool things coming out in the, I guess, next year or whatever. Like Star Wars Zero Company, which is supposed to be like a Star Wars XCOM game, which I'm like, hey, that sounds like a lot of fun. And I want to be a part of that. But I'm like, yo, how can I rationally be like, hey, let me support this one aspect that's just
that's the problem. You can't. It's not a la carte. It's not a la carte. It's all
exactly.
That's why Starfighter, one has to remember, and it's still Disney Star Wars.
Yeah. It's really sad. But once again, they go back to the well. And I think whoever, I don't know if that's EA or not, but whoever's doing Zero Company, they're going back to the well. They're going back to this take place during the Clone Wars and blah, 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 blah. Like, hey, I'd go back to the well too, because that's what makes money. Because all of the sequel trilogy, everything that comes from it turns to dirt. So it's just
look at here, just as a comparison, you look at this. This Sean Levy Starfighter movie was announced just earlier this year. It's already in production. The Rey movie is still in limbo.
That joint is not coming out.
It's been 3 years since they marched Daisy Ridley, Kathy Kennedy, Daisy Ridley, and Charmin Obaid-Chinoy out on stage at Celebration.
I forgot about that Indian. Oh,
yeah. Has she done anything?
No.
Yeah, she's a documentary filmmaker.
Yeah. So it's been 3 years since they marched them out at Celebration, and said, "Here comes the Rey movie," and we just took a collective shit on it. And here we go. Bad. 6 months later, Sean Levy's movie's already in production. Same with as Jed mentioned earlier, the James Mangold Dawn of the Jedi movie. That got announced. That's gone nowhere. Taika Waititi, he's admitted we know for a fact that Rian Johnson didn't go nowhere. Dan and Dave, that shit went nowhere. But they will latch on to back Sean Levy. They'll latch on him because he just made $1 billion with Deadpool and Wolverine.
He sure did.
Now Deadpool Wolverine, massive nostalgia baiting,
100%.
which we all willingly accepted.
Oh yeah.
So
there was no deception.
Yeah.
It was, hey, we're here for nostalgia bait, and everybody came to the theaters for nostalgia bait.
Yeah.
We weren't expecting high art. We weren't expecting something to push the franchise forward. They like Ryan
Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds, thank you. He promised nostalgia and dumb fun.
Yeah.
And he delivered nostalgia and dumb fun and made quadrillions of dollars. I bought the Blu-ray.
Hell yeah.
Bought the Blu-ray because he gave me what I wanted, and he delivered in spades. If you give me what I want, I'll give you money. How is this hard to
my
understand?
money. Take my money.
Yeah, we want to give you our money. We want to have great products that we love. And I personally think one of the best things to come out of the Deadpool 3 movie is the Madonna cover. That song, I really like that song.
That sequence, I rewatched that sequence over and over again because it was a glorious dumpster fire of gratuitous violence. And I love every second of it.
And it was great. It was the best scene of the movie, in my personal opinion. I love it. I loved every second of it. It's like when you just give me what I want, that's all.
Yeah.
It's not hard. And they just proved it. Was that last year? They just proved it a year ago.
Yep.
Just give the audience what they want. We'll give you gojillions of dollars. Christ.
But they're not going to. They're not going to. I don't think anybody wants Starfighter. Nobody really wants Ahsoka Season 2. The people who wanted Andor, they're broken in the brain. And nobody's buying these games. Not really.
At all.
Because these games, I mean, like you said, Drake, the Survivor, Fallen Order games, they're fun games to play, but as soon as people are done playing them, they vanish.
Yeah.
They have no traction.
Well, it's because the gameplay is what people really love about those. And I do think the lightsaber combat is great in those games. At least Fallen Order is the only one I played. And I love playing those games. The gameplay is a lot of fun. And the story, I think, is fine. It's interesting as long as Cal Kestis dies before A New Hope. That's the one rule. Just like with Ahsoka, there can't be any surviving Jedis besides Obi-Wan and Yoda by the time New Hope comes around.
Poor ginger Jesus fool. You should be ashamed of yourself for saying these things. Cal Kestis has been the only protagonist that has made money. I'm going to repeat myself.
You can fill in a lot of time in that 20-year period, though. I'm just saying by the time A New Hope comes around.
Oh, I know what you're saying. I understand you 110%, and I agree. Here's the problem. Cal Kestis is the only protagonist since the acquisition of daggone Star Wars that has made money.
It's kind of sad,
but at the expense of Darth Vader, because you have the first game where you have him running like hell from Vader, which is a very cool scene. I'll give you that. It's a very good scene. But then you go to the next game and bald chick who's in everything goes toe to toe with Vader and nearly beats him.
Well, in the first one, he fucking flicked her, and that was it.
Yeah, that was very bizarre. But once again, that's what I'm saying. Like the story of the second game was very frustrating to me because I think it dicked over a lot of the goodwill from the first game. When at the end of the first game, when you're running for your life from Vader, that was the perfect sequence to end that game, including Seer, who then after years later can go toe to toe with him, even though Vader would have gotten stronger. Whatever.
Yeah, she should have died.
She should have just got murked instantly. And if they were, see, this is just a problem. And I remember I yelled and screamed about this. The developers should have let you play as Vader in that scene and beat the tar out of Seer instead of me using Seer with no abilities, no special force powers, no nothing, and then take him to the limit. Are we
And he gets battle damage. I've watched that scene. He's covered in battle damage from the fire. And
no, he shouldn't be touched in a sequence like that.
That's what I'm saying. Let you use Vader and mop the floor with her. That would have been because now you make a continuation from what was at the end of the first game, showing that Vader is on a whole nother level than any of these people. But to have him just escape with just a quick-witted move, come on, man. But see, that's what I'm saying. Like the story of the second one, but the second one, the saber play was amazing, including the using the gun and the lightsaber. I think all that stuff was really, really cool.
It's Spider-Man 2 all over again. 10 out of 10 gameplay, but the story is this thing I scrape off the curb. when I step in it.
Agreed.
And that's the commentary going around. No one's hailing these stories; they're hailing the gameplay.
Yeah,
which is great for gamers, but bad for content and Star Wars lovers.
100%. 100%.
But there is still good gaming out there. There is still gaming out there, and both Jed and I can completely and honestly, without a doubt, say that Clair Obscur, Expedition 33, was an outstanding game from beginning to end, at all aspects: gameplay, design, graphics, voice work, characters, story, soundtrack. And when they released Expedition 33, they said, we are not going to expand on this game anymore. What you got is what you got. We'll tweak it, we'll fix things, we'll add a little mode here and there. There'll be no DLC though. Once you get to the ending, which, as Jed and I both know, it's an ending. And if you choose the correct ending, it's the right ending. It's a perfect ending.
Both endings are very definitive, though.
Yeah,
you shouldn't tack on anything to the end.
Yeah. So you play this game, you get to an ending, and the whole point is about dealing with grief. That's what the whole game's point is about: dealing with grief in either a mess up way or a healthy way. But Expedition 33 was done. And Jed and I have had multiple conversations. Man, we get teased with the world of Clair Obscur, what's going on. So when I saw this earlier this week, it gladdened my little gamer nerd heart. Yes, another Clair Obscur game is coming. Expedition 33 is one of the stories that we want to tell in the franchise, teases directors. Let's read through this and then we will comment. Good news! Clair Obscur Expedition 33 fans, Clair Obscur is not just a shortened name for the developer Sandfall Interactive's blockbuster RPG. It's also the name of the entire franchise. Hell yeah. Clair Obscur is a franchise name. 33 is one of the stories that we want to tell in this franchise. Director Guillaume Broche told Mr. Matty Plays, thanks to the gamer. Exactly what it will look like and what the console will be is still too soon to announce, but what is sure is that this is not the end of the Clair Obscur franchise. And if
they
that wasn't
set
pointed
it up
out
perfectly, sorry,
Yeah.
but they set it up perfectly. Is just like you said, you tease the broader world. I don't want to spoil the end of the game because I really think everyone should experience it for themselves. But the way that they set up the world, they have limitless possibilities. They literally opened up the bounds of creativity to create any story in any sort of world and any sort of environment with any sort of gameplay, and it can all connect so seamlessly. So this is it was brilliant in my opinion to give themselves so much freedom to go forward. They're never going to be locked into doing the same thing over and over again. There's always going to be the opportunity to innovate, and I think that's one of the great things about this game is it innovates a lot of great things, establish things. This game is perfect at taking what we know and love from a million different things and perfecting it and integrating it well into a cohesive whole. So I can't wait to see what comes next.
Yeah.
We can have the writers, the painters.
Exactly.
There's
there
endless
could be other
stories to tell.
factions. There could be other factions out there.
A music faction.
Yeah. Wow. Think about with the music score they already have for this game. Imagine
Dude, I would love to work for these guys. Like I'm not gonna lie, I looked up job openings at Sandfall. They're all in France, so I couldn't apply for any. But it's still like I would love to work for these guys because there's just so much opportunity. Any story could integrate. It really could integrate with anything. I'm a little disappointed, though. I do have to say this. I'm disappointed that Clair Obscur is the name of the entire universe because for those who don't know, Clair Obscur is the name of the art style. It's that sharp black, those deep blacks that we see in the game, and it works really well for this one because the art style of the game is a Clair Obscur art style, but I think that locks in that art style a little too much unless they're just throwing it in there and saying, hey, we're just going to call it this and leave it at that.
That's what I think it is. That because it landed the way it did, we've seen many franchises which say this and then other things exist within it. It's just the foundation.
It would feel pretty disconnected. It works really well for this one and connects really well for this one. So I'm hoping it's a series inside the universe. So if the Clair Obscur sequel would be another story with this art style, but there can be other stories with different art styles or story styles that are in the same universe, just not in the same series. That's how I hope. Otherwise, it's disconnected.
Well, either way, no matter what, this excites me.
Oh, absolutely.
And we don't need to continue. This is just them describing what goes on in the game, what went on with the success of the game. This game was a massive success. Small team, 33 to 50 people made this game. Like 50 people made this game on what we're going to assume is a normal size budget, and then released it as is. And Dre, with your experience, this game made all the money.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, just made an unequivocal amount of money. To say the least, it justifies existence, is to say the least. This game, not only was it held in high esteem, but everybody and their grandmama got their hands on that was into the genre. And I'm not sure how much the game cost in its production. I don't remember off the top of my head.
They haven't said it.
It's reported to be between $15 and $20 million.
Get the freak out of here!
It sold by now. It's probably more like 4 to 5 million copies at this point.
Oh yeah, within the first 3 months, it sold 3 million copies.
Yeah,
copies, not players.
Yeah,
not players.
Thank
copies.
you. I love that they use the actual term. So we haven't had any updated sales data, but 3 million at
that's
$50.
That's a low budget. That's a low budget game. That's a low budget game. That's how that works.
And it looked great, Jed, didn't it? Looked fantastic.
Oh, it was beautiful. There was no real reports of devastating game bugs. Like it was released finished. I didn't really have any bugs. I didn't hear anything. I did play it a month later than everybody else, so there might have been game day launch issues. But yeah, I never heard any major issues. They released it finished, and
and you played it on PC, right? You played it on PC.
I played it on my Steam Deck and had no issues with it. I do understand the criticism that recency bias is a play into this, but I really do believe this is one of the greatest games of all time. And I'm trying to hold out the final say on it to eliminate the recency bias, but it could topple Witcher 3 as my favorite game of all time.
Wow, that's a lot from me.
That is a lot from me. I'm replaying Witcher 3 right now, and it just pales in comparison. So I love the world of The Witcher and the books. So I think as a franchise, Witcher 3 is still one of my.
Witcher 3 is like the culmination of all that. This is the beginning of something.
And if the beginning is this exciting, we could be seeing.
I put like 150 hours into this game. That's how much I put into it. I put a lot of time.
I'm about the same. I platinumed it. I don't do that very often.
I still have to platinum it because I couldn't get those last couple things. But
it's incredible, and I don't like the normal aspects of this game, like turn-based combat. I have zero interest in turn-based combat. This one made it exciting and fun, and I just want to go back into the game to play the combat, like not even just to replay. It's like, hey, I still have it downloaded on my Steam Deck to open it at any time, just to go into a random fight.
And the combat it's a brilliant concept. It's a combination of basically action RPG, but with turn-based aspects to it, where you still have to select and figure out your game plan, but you can't just sit back. You have to still interact. Of course, at level 99,
invested and involved.
At level 99, with the builds I was running, I annihilated everything that I had. After a certain point, even on the hardest difficulty level, the game was not a challenge for me. But I like it like that. It proved that I put the time and the work in to level up to 99 and to get as much points as possible to spec my primary team as well as I wanted to. I earned the ass whooping I delivered on this game, and it felt good.
It doesn't start out easy. It only becomes easy. You earn it getting easier.
If you are a member of this channel, you can go back and watch my replays of my game. Those first few sessions, I was getting my ass kicked because timing, this and that, dodging, parrying, of running into zones which were stronger. By session 3 or 4, I had started to distance myself from the section where the level range I was supposed to be in, and I was getting stronger. But if you mess up, you still get your ass kicked. So you had to have redundancies in place. But the game rewarded you for your diligency and your vigilance, and that's what old school gaming was about: rewarding you for your hard work, not just making it harder for the sake of making it harder.
And they still had the opportunity for really hard stuff like the Simon battle. Even at level 99, that's going to be a difficult fight.
At level 99, unless you have at least the specific way to beat it that I showed Jed, you either have to be a god of dodge and parry to beat Simon, traditionally. Otherwise, you have to use the mechanic that I stumbled into and then showed to Jed, which Jed can confirm works perfectly. A couple things have to line up. But once it lines up, you basically lock Simon down and you can finish him before he does a god awful move which wipes out your primary party. And if you don't have Mael, you're fucked.
Really are. But
She is the
it's
juggernaut.
made for gamers. There's no journalist mode on here. There's no. Hey, you just want to have fun. It's like you're gonna have fun and you're going to earn it every second. And I just did a little bit of math. It looks like this game could easily at this point made $200 million on a $20 million budget, and it had virtually no marketing. I didn't know this game existed
out of nowhere
after it came out.
I knew it was coming out, but I knew nothing of it. And I saw this game looks interesting. I'm going to put it on my watch list. And then it came out. I still knew nothing. I just knew that everybody loved it, and I thought, okay, I'm definitely going to do this. And then I had the delay in getting Lunar Remaster Collection. I'm like, I have $40 sitting around that I had earmarked for this. I'll get Expedition 33. It was
a great investment for me. But just talking about what Dre normally talks about is, does it justify its own existence? It paid for 8 sequels.
That was my next point. Thank you.
You're lucky to pay for 1 sequel. They have enough money that they could make multiple. And I don't want them to just expand their team and start making multiple games at once.
No, they said they're keeping their same team. They're not
doing the same team. Make one game, and with that money, you could do it a little bit faster because it did take them like 5 years to make this game. So just you use that money to make it a little bit faster, pump out another game in another 2 or 3 years, and just do that for the next decade, and they'll rake in billions.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see the next installment. And I won't say sequel because Mael's story is over. Her story is done.
Her sister's on the other hand.
Yeah,
Clea. I would be interested in a Clea sequel.
Clea is an angry woman.
Dude,
that's an angry woman.
Her story with Simon is so subtle. Most people miss it. Most people don't even know that there's a connection.
Unless you go do that level and understand.
And you have to do Flying Manor before Simon.
Yeah. Yes, which I did do. And you understand the level to which Clea's anger is, that she even screws over. All right, spoilers. Spoiler, 1 second here.
Minor spoiler.
Earmuffs,
Side story spoiler.
Earmuffs.
Clea is such a bitter woman to what her mother and father were doing in this game that she goes in and screws over the alternate version of herself. She annihilates the ultimate version of herself. She turns it into a tortured creature. That's how bitter and angry she is.
She tortured her alternate version's boyfriend, corrupted them both, turned them into massive weapons, and fired them at her parents.
Yeah, that's how effed up Clea is. And if you put us in her role in a vengeance-driven story, I'm there for it.
Absolutely.
I'm there for
Instead
it.
of grief, dealing with vengeance, because in the grief storyline, there's no one really to blame, and I love that.
Yeah,
there's no real villain.
Yeah,
I don't believe that Renoir. I don't think Renoir, the real Renoir, did anything wrong.
No,
and even
he
the
just
fake
wanted to
Renoir.
save his family. He just wanted to save his family. It's all he wanted to do. And I always forget the wife's name, the mother's name. What was her name? I always get it wrong.
Oh, the paintress. That's what most people refer to her as.
Yeah.
I don't remember her.
I should know her name. I keep forgetting her name. But she didn't do anything wrong either, because she was trying to save what was left of her son in that painting. So it's a tragedy. This game is a wonderful, epic tragedy. And then Mael is just the unfortunate catalyst for all of it, but then the one who is maybe suffering the most because she's carrying the guilt, and everybody ignores her and treats her like shit. But then she's the one. It's a glorious game, and I want to see more of it, and we're gonna get more of it. And I'd even want to do a writer's game, just because I'm a writer, and I want to see, what is it? Are they as bad as the painters are painting them out to be? What if
you could do some really cool stuff with that, entering books, just like you do the paintings.
Man.
I'd like to see a Clea versus the writers.
And then I want a writer's point of view. I don't know, are they really the villains they've been painted out to be?
I mean, how's it in the chat, Eileen?
Eileen, thank you, Kale. And Verso may have been an innocent victim in all this, but was the retaliation from the writers, was it warranted? Do we know?
If Clea was involved, it might have been warranted.
Yeah.
She probably did something fucked up.
Well, here's the thing. So I think like by 2027, we're probably going to get another installment. That's my guess.
So
And I'm ready for it. I'm excited. This is a brilliant franchise. It's a franchise to replace things that have been taken and destroyed. It's adding something new without desecrating the old. And I'm ready for it. I'm excited. And this is a question I asked on Friday, and I'm going to keep asking it for the next few days in different streams. I asked him, what are you excited for? This is something I'm excited for, genuinely excited for, and I cannot wait for more of it. And I mean, I waited a month like you before I got into it. I'm day one. Next game,
absolutely.
Day one.
I'm so confident in Sandfall, I will pre-order it, and I have
I'll pre-order it and
pre-ordering.
and any bonus I can get from it, I'll take it. I want it. I'm excited.
I'm getting the Ultimate Edition.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get my hands on the collectible soundtrack that they have coming out.
That soundtrack, my favorite one is the soundtrack used to fight
Simon Battle.
Simon Battle, Phase 2, when it kicks over. It's like, that Simon fight. If you want to watch my Simon fight, it is on my channel. That is public. You can go check it out, where I stumble into my victory. I literally stumbled into it at about 10 out of the 60 minutes in. I'm sitting there. You can watch me pause. I jump back and forth on menus, and I realize, wait a minute. This is the way. I figured it out. This son of a bitch is going down. And you could hear my excitement. It was like, I got it. And it's great. And I did it twice. I did redo it just to make sure it did work before I said to Jed, yes, this will work twice. So this game, I cannot recommend it enough. It's probably on sale on multiple platforms at this point.
No.
Go pick it up. Support Sandfall. These guys are making good games. These are the good people from Ubisoft who said, we are done with your shit. We're going to stop being suppressed and oppressed and go and make the game we want to make, and they delivered it. Good games will still happen. You just got to support them.
It's the perfect blend of classic talent, like early Ubisoft, and ground up grassroots new talent. Because, the writer and the composer never worked in the video game industry before. They found them on Reddit and the French version of SoundCloud. Is how they found the writer and composer. These are real people like us who have talent, who got their big break, who were able to show the world what they were capable of. And these are real gamers, real fans, people who care. And I think it's an incredible thing. I wish more studios like this could have the success of Expedition 33. I want to see more things like this, because this is AAA level content quality with real creators and fans. And it's an independent movement. I don't believe anyone who says this is a AAA game. I laugh in your face.
It's a double A game.
Yeah, they got some funding from Kepler at the last minute and got them switched over to Unreal 5. That's not enough to make this a AAA game. It's not like it's owned by Xbox.
And these guys are the future of AAA. They are the future AAA is what these guys are. And that's what I've been saying for a long time. We are at that moment where we are seeing the future AAA who are going to take over for the crumbling corpos that we see before us right now. So there it is. I'm excited. It's fun to be excited about a gaming franchise again. That, honestly, I think is getting people reminding that, hey, guess what? RPGs are awesome. RPGs are awesome.
When was the last time we had an RPG of this level?
I don't know. I mean, not at least not something that is new. Not something that's new.
Oh, definitely not new.
Yeah.
I was thinking, my old self. I was thinking Phantasy Star. I'm like, oh wait, no, that was 35 years ago.
Yeah, that's a long. Yeah, Phantasy Star. That's because Phantasy Star Online, that ain't good.
Yep. Gotta join my Dreamcast.
Yeah.
It's single-handedly revitalizing the video game industry and making me excited. Like I haven't been excited about game releases in a long time. The most I've been excited is the remake of Metal Gear Solid 3, which I was like interested in because I played the 5th one and really enjoy it. I'm not enjoying it. I'm playing it right now, the remake of 3, but that's because I guess I wouldn't have liked the original story. But there's not a whole lot to care about. There's a few things that you have hope for. A lot of people were hopeful for the Doom Dark Ages game. Didn't seem like it paid off for most people.
It ended up being mid for a lot of people as well.
Yeah, being mid. So there are things that we're anticipating, that we're hoping will be good. I'm hoping the Lego Batman will be good. I'm hoping that Resident Evil 9 will be good. But there's there's nothing besides Clair Obscur that makes me go, that will be great. I can't wait. I'm marking my calendar. I'm going day one. And I haven't had that excitement for a video game in a long time. I don't even know if I've ever had this level of anticipation where I'm just wholly convinced it's going to be good. And for movies, it's been a long time. I was a Marvel stan back in the day, and Marvel would be the only thing that would compare to how much faith I have in Sandfall.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, there are things that I'm enjoying. Like I'm enjoying Space Marine 2. I'm enjoying the roadmap for the next year that we talked about earlier this week. I'm enjoying Final Fantasy 14. I'm looking forward to the third part of the remake trilogy for 7. But I'm not champing at the bit here. I'm not going crazy for it. These are just stuff that I know I'm going to enjoy. Thinking about what Sandfall is going to bring over with more Clear Obscure, that's excitement. I'm going to be drawn into another deep, enthralling story with characters that are going to be interesting. I had waifus in this game. So I mean, right, you know the game's working when I got a waifu that I'm rooting for. So I mean, Luna, she was my waifu, and
She was yours.
She was my wife. Luna was my waifu, and it's fun to feel like that. And there are games that I have marked recently. Oh, I'm looking forward to that, but that's just looking forward to because I know it's in a realm of a franchise or a realm of play that I'm enjoying. But when it comes to excitement, this is the first time I can say I'm truly excited because they have earned it. We always said they've earned my goodwill with the first game. Just like a movie needs to earn. We talked about earlier. A movie needs to earn our goodwill for the sequel to be successful. This, whatever they come out with on their next installment for Clair Obscur, it's going to be even bigger than the first game. They had 1 million that fact. It's going to probably be at least double that on launch, the success. And
no question.
Earned. Completely earned. Well,
and they're making more money than any other AAA studio right now. Ubisoft lost hand over the fist with Assassin's Creed Shadows, and I don't believe the 3 million players thing. That's
Even
nonsense.
If that's
so I
true,
think just pure sales numbers, Clair Obscur wins, let alone profit.
Yeah, even the idea of 3 million players, you need billions to break even. Billions. It's wild stuff. So yeah, this game has made more money than probably every AAA studio, period, this year, because they're swimming in profit.
Yeah,
swimming in profit.
I mean, when Rockstar drops GTA 6, they will eventually make billions upon billions, but that's a different case scenario.
Oh yeah.
And it's going to take them a while. Yeah. I don't think any of us are going to deny that the launch of GTA 6 is going to be bonkers. I mean, but it's still going to take them a year or two to make profit.
And people are excited for that, but there's also a lot of trepidation surrounding that because people are worried. Have we been bait and switched here? Are we going to get this game that we have been begging for forever? And when it happens, it happens. You'll get it. And we'll see. And they'll make all the money in the world, but it'll be made through here's the thing. That's why it's a different beast, because that money is going to be made through the online version of GTA 6. They'll have their initial massive sales, but the real wealth that they will make will be through the online GTA 6 stuff. That's the real wealth from that game. Whereas Clair Obscur, Sandfall are making money on buying the game.
Yep. Because it can be done with such a very low budget.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Absolutely. See, and once again, it goes back to the same point. If I can make a very good game that cost me a piece of gum and shoestring, I'm going to do very, very well.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of spending the amount of money that it costs to run a country and then trying to justify its existence. It's not even close. It's not even close. Hopefully, I know the AAA studios aren't going to learn. They've already shown their filthy hands. But hopefully, the new crop that's coming up, these up and coming studios that we probably never heard of yet, hopefully they take this model and like, hey, this is something we want to follow, and be able to actually bake something great for the future. Because right now the present is grim. So, but what they did with Expedition 33, they did a very, very good job. And I hope that studio continues to do that and build that kind of momentum. So that's very good.
Learn the right lessons. We say that all the time. Learn the right lessons. Don't learn the wrong lessons. And listen to your customer. Listen to your customer.
Give the people what they want, and they will make it rain on you. It's not hard.
Yeah. And I'm ready to give people what they want and end the show. Unless we got anything else. Anything else? because we're at the end.
I mean, for 2 seconds, we could just mention the Doctor Who news.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, this will really only take a few seconds. So, War Between the Land and the Sea is the spinoff for Doctor Who that's was originally scheduled for late summer, early fall this year, and I believe that Disney and the BBC and all that were waiting until the spinoff release to officially cancel Doctor Who and officially begin the Wilderness Years. Well, as of this month, the War Between the Land and the Sea have been delayed till next year with an unconfirmed quarter date. So it could be anywhere from January to December of 2026. And that's not a good sign for it. They've already released a trailer. It looks like garbage. Its budget is going to be insane. Unlike Doctor Who, they actually filmed this internationally. They came to film in other locations outside of the UK, which balloons their budget. So they have a lot riding on this, and it's not going to work. No one gives a shit. Even Doctor Who fans aren't going to care about the War Between the Land and the Sea, even if it has some unit characters. Even in the heyday, like 10 years ago, having Kate Stewart be kind of involved in things isn't enough to warrant what they've invested into this. So this is more just delaying tactics. I think it wasn't because of War Between the Land and the Sea. I think it's still connected to Doctor Who. And
they want people to forget.
They want people to forget. They want to try to figure out something that can revitalize the fan base to warrant a renewal for season 3 of Disney Doctor Who. So I think they're buying time to try to figure out some way to save it, and it's not going to work. So
I think it's you're right. I think you're exactly right. It's a delaying tactic. They want people to forget the abysmal reception, the abysmal everything related to Shooty Who. They don't want you to remember. I've actually seen people saying what we said a long time ago, Jed, recent posts. They're actually commenting the fact that he had no doctor outfit. And it just looked like Shooty coming back from the club every night. That's what it's like, him walking about town. They had no plan. It is becoming more apparent every day that RTD 2.0 was never about telling a doctor story. It was all about him gay. That's all it was. This is an attempt to make you forget and quickly usher in Wilderness Years, I think, without any sort of thing. Because they'll drop a mini announcement, premiering this day, and hope that nobody pays attention. So they can just sweep it away. We'll pay attention because we want to shit on it, but that's
Are you planning on watching it?
If you make me.
I'm not planning on making you.
Oh, well then no.
No one cares enough. Like we could live stream a reaction to it and no one watch.
Yeah.
No one gives a shit.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I would make Dermy do it if I could if I get a reaction like I'm going to get out of this when I do this to him today.
He's going to lose his mind when you do that. But it's not going to be like our Disney stuff. And even Alien Earth, no one gives a shit to talk about Alien Earth right now. After that first premiere, no one's talking about it. Yeah, it's out of the zeitgeist. There's a few people still desperately trying to defend it like it's high art, but it's not. And so, people aren't even caring about Alien Earth. They're not going to care about a spinoff of a failed sci-fi show on Disney Plus.
Yeah. R.I.P. Doctor Who. R.I.P. Doctor Who. All right, we're done. Let's go around the horn, say what we got to say, and then I got to get ready for my next show. Jed.
Well, you can all find me on YouTube at Hollywood Scholar. This week, just regularly scheduled live streams with Saturday Night Drive-In this Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern. Since it's my week, I'll announce we are going to be watching a Disney live-action classic from the 70s, their version of Jules Verne's novel, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
Oh, that's nice.
Kirk Douglas.
The Nemo performance is
true man's man.
Incredible.
Yeah, so we'll be doing that 6 p.m. Eastern on mine and Jed's channel. Dre.
Yeah. So this week we'll see what comic news drops throughout the week on the Brew Playing Columns YouTube channel. Also might be dropping a new there's shorts this week. Shorts this week for the Brute Plays YouTube channel. So definitely check those out when those drop. And of course, everybody check out my site, bpcomics.io, to check out all the other content that I have going on. Comics, gig work, all that stuff, voice acting, all that great stuff. Definitely check that out for sure. And you can follow me on Twitter, X, at TheBrute00.
Now, Dre, I want to drop something on you here because it hasn't happened. It hasn't happened yet, but I'm willing. I'm going to promote the hell out of it. Does so. Yesterday, Dermy dropped a challenge to Beardo to have a Pokemon battle, a month's training. Dermy has to retrain himself up, and Beardo has yet to accept it. Would you face the winner?
100%.
Yes.
100%.
I'm a Don King promote the hell out of this. Oh, America. I'm going to get a wig and everything. I'm a Don King this shit. I'm a Don King this shit. Yeah. Yeah. If this goes through, I will find myself a Don King wig and I will promote the hell out of this.
That would be great.
Only in America. I will watch some old Don King footage. I will get the mannerisms. I will go full tilt, do it. I will white face the hell out of it. Anyway. So that'll be great. I would love to see this. I want to see this.
Absolutely.
So as for me, change of plans tonight. Tune in 2 hours from now at 6 p.m. Eastern for Anime Odyssey. It's the only time Dermy I can do it. We're gonna do that. It's the last day of August. We can still make it say it's part of August tonight. So come back at 6 p.m. for Anime Odyssey, part 4 of our Summer of Gundam, part 2 of Gundam Seed Destiny. And we're also doing, as usual, some One Piece discussions and other things that may pop up in that here and there. So please come around for that on mine and Dermy's channel. Of course, later tonight, I will be recording Wormhole Watch with Duke Dub 95, Bradley Burnett, Fractured, and Jay Hitman. We are continuing our DS9 watches. We're almost out of this wilderness. We got another 5 weeks to go before we get to Blood Oath. Join us for that. Brad edits it up and puts it on his channel every Wednesday. Check that out. Tomorrow, we will be getting Mellow Mondays, 10:30 p.m. Eastern. And, of course, every week, Monday through Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern. Come on by for the Daily Dive. The Double Ds, where you, the fan, are in control. The chat runs the show. I am merely there to be tortured. And it's amusing. We have our fun. Gaming stream throughout the rest of the week. You can also later tonight probably catch me through Dermy's live stream, his Chatterday live stream. We'll be playing more Final Fantasy 14. I am not streaming that because watching my perspective for hours will be kind of boring because I just sit there and craft waiting until they need me to help out with something. So kind of this and that, but it is entertaining. We're having a good time. We are on a particular server, which is sparsely populated. So we are encouraging people to join us, have some fun, play with us. We're trying to start up, have some fun there. We're having a good time. A lot of fun. We'll be trying to finish up Tainted Grail Fall of Avalon this week as well. Also, Space Marine 2 gameplay with the new patch release will be on Thursday, not Wednesday this week, because that's when the patch is coming out, the new update. I'm going to get my White Scars top knot. I'm very excited. Very excited. It's going to be cool. You guys don't know and don't care. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up. Thank you, everybody, for watching us today. We appreciate everything you say and do. Your likes, your comments, they are all requested. We'll see you guys next time. Until then, take it easy.